Welcome. My name is Lynette, and we are talking about the abacus. That's what this thing right here. So what we're going to do, this is a teacher's abacus. The teacher's abacus is huge. It's really, really big. And so what we're looking for is we're trying to understand, what are we doing? What are we doing? Well, we're going to be learning how to read the abacus. When we learn to read the abacus, it's really, really big. Here we go. Sorry, just doing some cleaning up, no, maintenance, because I got to keep doing all this before I can actually. All right. So again, it's my abacus. And then what's the difference between a student abacus? A student abacus is a lot smaller. Oh, that's upside down. So if you look, here's my student abacus. This is my teacher's abacus. On my teacher's abacus, we can do the same thing. We have a movable. We have a movable in ones indicator. This is my ones indicator. So this is my movable ones indicator. And so what we're going to do is we're going to count on the abacus. When we look at it, we have one, right? And so here, I wonder if I could do this. Oh, maybe that will work. One. So one on the abacus. And if we can, it's been interesting for old people, for adults, it's been interesting because I've been using this money. And we're just using the value, right? So this is one. Let's see if I can make that better. So I don't know if where you are in the world, but in America, this is one. This is 1 cent, 1 penny. So that's what one looks like, right? And we're going to do that. So then we have two. Two is just two items, two beads, two things, right? 2 cents. It doesn't matter what order these are. Oh, and then this is three. One, two, three. So we have three on the abacus. We have three items. We have 3 pennies. And then we have four. Four looks like that. Four on the abacus. One, two, three, four. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is the horizontal bar, right? Anytime the beads is touching the horizontal bar, this is what's being counted. So then you might be wondering, well, what's five? Five actually is a nickel. A nickel is worth 5 cents. So on the abacus, that's what five looks like. And then after five, if you notice, we can add another one, which is a penny, and I can add one. I can add two to the abacus, and then I add two, right? So now we have seven. After seven, we have eight. Notice we have three. We have three on the abacus, and we have five as well. So 3 plus 5 is 8. So that's what we have 8. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Alyssa. How exciting. Oh, it's interesting. We can continue on with the money, but I was using the money to relate to the values of the abacus. And I'm not sure if the kids know how to use the money, but I know for adults it was interesting to add it. So here I have four, I'm sorry, one, two, three, and then 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. And then what do we have? To do 9, we have and 4 and 5. So 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. Hello, Leanne. Welcome. So let me know if you have any other questions, but that's what it is for this. If we really want to use money with the abacus, we can do that too. But this was just to relate how to read the abacus and what we have in our life. And so in our life, we have this. And I was using money to help us with adding and subtracting -5 and adding the 5. That's what we're doing. So then we're looking at for 10. 10 is just one cent, one this. And so 10 looks like this. 10 is 1 and a 0. And that's it. All right. So let me go back. Okay. So that's about how to count on the abacus. Ah, all right. So yes, we will continue. So let me go to this. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, cool. So in our abacus, if you have this one, you'll notice that this is a decimal because my ones indicator, I have my ones indicator when I label it. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s. Yes, I would love to do the problem. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll do that. But if you want to do like 1 to 1, right, for money, right, 1 cent of 100, right, would be this. This would be one. I'm just fixing my camera. Okay. Um. Okay. So we have 1 cent. This is to do like real world. So if you notice this, my ones, there'd be like $1 and 1 cent, $1 and 2 cents, $3, 3 cents, 4 cents, and then this is 5 cents. That's what the real world. Sorry, that's what the real world example would be, if that makes sense, right? Okay, but we will continue on with the. Oh, you know what? So Alyssa, I sent you an email. This is what the thing looks like. I gave you an answer sheet to go with it. Let me know how Abram, if he enjoys it or not. I'm not sure. I was trying to figure it out, and so this was what I got. So what we're doing here is we're focusing on minus the two, and when we're looking, we have 9. When we have 9, one thing is to color in all of these different colors, right? So I would go ahead and color in. I don't know what the numbers are, but this was just to give them a little bit of creativity. Yeah, I only gave you one right now. I wasn't sure if this was the what we were. I just wanted to make sure that this even made it interesting for him. So what I would do is I would color in all of the numbers first, and then from there I'd figure out what number goes where. Okay. So then, I mean, if you want, he can. I don't know if he's around now, but we could do it together. So I want to start here. So we're gonna have 9. When we have 9, I want to take away the 3. Can I take away the 3? Yes, I could take away the 3. So I'm going to take away the 3. And then I need to minus the 2. Can I minus the 2? No, I cannot minus the 2. But if I have my, see, the money doesn't necessarily work very well. I haven't figured out how to make the money work with this. So I have 3 in my hand, but you're supposed to give me 2. So if I take away this 5, then I have to give you 3 because that's too much. So minus the 5 plus the 3. So my final answer is 4. I would color that in 4. I'll probably write it out, right? And then I'd color it in. Yeah. Hopefully he enjoys it. So then we can just do a review. So then if this is 5 and then minus the 2, we know minus the 2 is what? We know minus the 2 is minus the 5 plus the 3. Are you on the minus 5? That's what I understood in your email, right? We're on the minus 2? Or we were supposed to be plus 2? I think it was supposed to be plus 2. So then we want to minus the 5 plus the 3. Oops, plus the 3. But then we have to add 2. We have to add 2. When we add 2, right, what do we do? Oh, guess what? We have to do it again. But it's the other way. Plus the 5 minus the 3. So my final answer is 5. So my answer is 5. So, and this is just focusing on the adding of the 2, or minusing of the 2. This is okay too. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of different ways to get it more engaged, to different ways to get it engaging, but I'm not sure if the questions were where it's at. So if I have 5 and then I want to plus the 1 and then I want to minus the 2, to minus the 2, I know I'm going to minus the 3 plus minus the 5 plus the 3. So I'm going to minus the 5 plus the 3. I should have them write out the numbers and color it. I think so. I think if you see the answers, right? I think if you see, oh, sorry, that wasn't right. That's 4. I think if you see the answers, then it's easy to match it. That's what I think. Um, to each their own. So then this would be 4. So, all right. Do you want to do more? We can do more. So we have 8, right? Take away 3. Can we take away the 3? Yeah, we can take away the 3. We can take away the 3. So we're going to take away the 3. Then we have to take away the 2. Again, how do we take away the 2? There's no more beads to take away the 2. So what do? We have to minus the 5 plus the 3. So we minus the 5 plus the 3. I would recommend him have us say it out loud as well. Have him say out the words like minus the 5 minus 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. I would recommend. Yeah. Yeah. Was it hard to create? It wasn't hard to create. I think I'm just trying to figure out it. I mean, it took a little bit, right? Because I had to find the diagram. I had to find my picture and then I had to put it all in. But it's not hard to create, but I think what it is just trying to figure out the where he's comfortable and where to push him a little bit, you know? Because I had this one student that when he saw 4 numbers, he broke down. He's like, "That's too hard." But when I pushed him to do it, he realizes how easy it was. Yes, thank you. Minus the 5 plus the 3. So I would have him say it out loud. Um, because sometimes when they say it out loud, it helps them hear themselves as well. So that's what I would do. I usually tell them, and then as I teach, I also say it out, as well out loud as well. So was it minus the 2 that we were working on, or was he working on plus 2? Because I can change, give you a new one with I can give you a new one with the plus 2. I had a little brain fart. Yeah, verbalizing is important, but sometimes kids don't like to say it out loud. Yeah, kids don't like to say it out loud at all. I don't know if you can make it into a song or you can make it like who could say it the loudest, but I mean, obviously it depends on how often too. So, some kids are very verbal. My student it is pretty verbal, and I give him the space to let him say it. I don't repeat it for him. Yeah. But yeah, if you can, sometimes just to practice that verbal skills, I would recommend having them say the thing out. Okay. Okay, sorry. So he was on the minus 2 simple problems, but not the formulas. Oh, but this is great. He likes dinosaurs. Oh, this is minus 5. Oh, I see. Minus 2 problem simple. Okay, I read that wrong. This one is already, so this one might be too advanced for him. Let me go back and let me redo the minus 2. Let me go back to redo the minus 2 simple. Um, yeah, let me go back to redo the minus 2 because I can see how it gets redundant, right? Like doing all of this, I can see how it gets redundant, especially since he's so old. You know what I mean? So let me go back and let me redo that. Yeah. I'm going to keep that one in my arsenal. And so, okay, I was confused. That's where I was. I think it was just it's just a miscommunication. So I'll go back. No worries. This is fine. You do the minus 2 simple. Yeah, I'll do that. But did he understand? Okay, so wait, you know what? Before you continue on, did he understand that if you add the 2, you take away the 2? Does he understand that? So might be, you don't keep them here because it's kind of it's simple, right? You don't need to stay on it. You just have him go through. If he's already bored, he might already know how to do it. So, yeah, so then I wouldn't stay on it. I would make him go forward to the minus 3. I wouldn't stay on it. He doesn't need to do every worksheet. It is up to you, but I wouldn't have him do every worksheet. He can add and subtract simple. So then you push him to the no, then you push him to the plus 5s. That's what I would do. I would push him to the plus 5s. If he already knows how to subtract, right? And it's going to be more. He's going to see it more often, so it's not like he's stuck. How old is he again? I'm sorry, I forgot. Because you don't want to stay him. You don't want to keep him here. I will make him do each one. Yeah, you don't need to make him do each worksheet. It was meant to just as you go, and so that's why you have the opportunity to go upper and faster and quicker. So if you, yeah. Oh yeah. You don't need to stay there. You need to push him further. I would keep going him further to the 5s. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't stay him. I wouldn't keep him on the minus 2s. I would, after this, I would go straight to the 5s. That's what I would do because he already knows how to add and subtract. So here with the number bonds, right? For the adding of the five, right? What I used was I used the cats in the tree just to review. But you can, if you wanted to, because he's eight, he knows. Because he's eight, he knows the value of money, right? Sometimes in my lives, what I do is I talk about the money, and it's only because big people know money. So what I would do is I would have three. So if I had three minus four, right? I'd have three on the abacus, and then I have three on my three pennies, and then I want to plus the four. But because I plus the four, he does. I need a review. Yeah, he does. Yeah. So then what I do here is in my head, I have three. I need to plus the four. To plus the four, I only have a nickel. I only have 5 cents. I'm going to give you my nickel, but that's too much. So what do? I have to plus the five and then take away the one. So I'm going to plus the five, take away the one. So that's what I would do, right? So for you, it might be easier to put it in money terms. But for him, he'd be able to understand that if I add the five, right? I go to the five cats in the tree, I grab four cats and one cat runs away. That's what I would do, right? Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't. He's eight. He already knows how to do simple. I would push him forward to do the plus five. Yeah, and then maybe in a couple of weeks you can go into minus five, and then use the rest of the activities as a review, so you can kind of bounce back and forth. But that's what I would do, and then from there, this is what I want. This is what I wanted to show you with the pennies and the nickels. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Because in my lives, that's what I do, and a lot of people makes sense to them because we're old. So even here, right, we do four. I have four pennies, right? I have four pennies. I don't know if kids will understand it, but I know adults understand it. That's why I never used it for the workbooks. So if I have four in my base. I want to add another four. I have enough money, but I only have it in a nickel. So what I need to do is I'm going to give you my nickel, right? I'm going to give you my nickel, but I need to exchange it. So I take out the 1 penny. I'm going to give you my nickel, but I need to take 1 penny. I need to exchange it out. So my final answer is 8. How do I know? 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We can go into more when we do plus fives and minus five. No, plus tens and minus tens. It works exactly the same with the dime. Yeah. But it's helpful that I think it helps me to help you as I go to do more presentations. It helps me hone down how to explain things better. Want to know to show the nickel and the pennies. Yeah. So when we do it, we can do it again. If we have two, right? The first thing we start off with is two on the abacus. That's what we do. We do two on the abacus. Then my next one is I need to add four. But to add four, I don't have enough beads. How do you do it with the dime? Let's do it. Let's do it. So we have two on the abacus, right? I want to add four, but I don't have enough. I have a nickel. To have the nickel, I'm going to give you my nickel, but that's too much. So I need to remove it, right? So I give you my nickel, but that's too much. I need to remove it. So my final answer is 5, 6, right? So we're okay with the nickels and the dimes? Sorry, the nickels and the pennies. Yeah. So then when we do the five, the tens, the concept is still the same, and we still just need to use this one. So when we're looking, I have uh, let's do 8, right? 8 is a nice number because it's not too repetitive. Sometimes I'll do 7, but seven's a little difficult. So we do 8. So I have 7, right? I have 7 on the abacus. I have 7 coins, right? But then I need to add 8. I only have a dime. I only have 10 cents. So if I only have 10 cents, what do? I can give you my 10 cents. So I'm going to give you my 10 cents, but that's too much. So remember the partner of how to make a 10, right, is 2. Because I'm doing 8, it's 2. So I need to take away two pennies. I need to take away 2 beads. So my final answer is 15. 1 and a 5. So my answer is 15. And it works exactly the same. These are the only coins you really need. So we could do it again. If we did 4, it works exactly the same. I have 4 on the abacus. I have 4 I have 4 pennies. Because I only have a dime, right? Because I only have a dime, I don't have any more money. This is all I have. We know we want to add the 8. When we add the 8, we know our formula, right? Plus the 8 is plus the 10 minus the 2. I give you my dime, right? I give you my dime and I take away 2 because that's too much. I have to take away the 2. So my final answer is 12. Yeah, yeah. For us, because we're old, we know how to use it with money. So that's why I use the money as an example. But for the kids, because they may not know what it's like to use money. So I use asteroids. So in this specific question, I have asteroids. This is the asteroid belt. If I have 9, right? If I have 9, and then I need to bring in 8, do I have to go to the asteroid belt? Yeah. To go to the asteroid belt, I'm going to utilize um was it? I'm going to utilize 8, but then I have to take away 2. So I got to utilize the 10, right? I go to the 10, the 10 asteroids, and then I need to remove 2. So I need to remove 2. So my final answer is 17. So that's what this was. This was to cross it out, right? Because I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like it shows that 10 and the other words is 8. It's the same as the abacus way. I like it. I like it. Shows the 10 and, in other words, 4 plus 8 is the same as 2 plus, yes. Yeah. And so that was the one thing was this was supposed to mimic a 10 frame. We don't, in abacus world, we don't use 10 frames, but I know in mainstream they use 10 frame. So this was supposed to mimic the 10 frame like that. And then the idea was if this is 10, I'm going to use 8, right? So then what do I have left over? I have 2 left over. So that's why you have to take away the 2. So we know that 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. That was why I had the asteroids. That was the idea. And it did it the stories I with the student that I have, the stories helped. um yeah, so it was helpful for them to visualize and to be able to go to something, whereas just the number, like in mainstream when we start talking about numbers, it's very abstract, but if I can put it to a item like the asteroids, then it would be helpful. Yeah, cool. Yeah, trying to related to items and things to be a little bit more interactive, I think is what we need in school. And so like, yeah, like the problems that we get, the question, the math questions that we get from like other math books, it's very monotone, it's very not interactive. And so I was trying to be more interactive and how to bring in more things. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I would. So that was the. And how will you do minus the 10? See, I don't do minus with the money. That was the one thing I couldn't figure out. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Jump to the plus 5. Jump to the plus 5s. But I haven't figured out how to take away. So if I had eight, right? This is now I'm just workshopping. If I have eight and I want to take away four, I need to take away the five, but I need to give you the one. I haven't figured that out. I haven't figured out that whole storyline with money because I don't know who has eight. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. Jump to and then when he's comfortable, doing the 2 digit, then you go into the 3 digits. No, this is the wrong one. And I think he'll find it more interactive. So then you'll have the puzzles, right? So then I'm not going to do the -2 color by number dinosaurs. I'm just going to focus on the plus fives. So the plus fives, there's a couple of color by numbers. This is 2 digit. This one's 3 digit, and I think I go to 4 digits. Maybe not. Maybe I don't go to 4 digit. Oh, I do go to 4 digit. I go to 4 digit in the tic tac toe. Yeah. Subtracting money might be difficult to understand. Yeah, I think subtracting money is difficult on the money. Yeah, I think so too. But I think as long as you understand how to add it, you'll see that there's a number pattern to minus. So you'll notice when you add the five, right? We talked about it. When we add the four, we do this. When we take away the four, we do this. So that's the number pattern that we'll see. So that's what I'm kind of leaning on. Because once we understand this number, obviously the first time is more difficult, but then when you get to the others, it'll be a lot easier because the concepts are very common. The concepts are very similar to each other. So I don't know if I could do minus on them. I was thinking like, yeah, I don't know. The minus is the concept of taking away has always been a little bit difficult. Not on the abacus because we know we're just going to take it away from the horizontal bar. But I think conceptually, like if I have six and I eat three, if I have 6 apples and I eat 3 apples, how do I take away the five? I don't know. That's kind of. I was thinking what I was thinking. It could be bags in a chip bags. So we have five chips in a bag, but I only want three. We have six. I don't know. Yeah, see, subtraction's a little difficult to explain because I want to open my bag and just eat 3 chips. So then I have 2 chips left over. I don't know. I don't know. That's a. I think it would have to be something like that. It would have to be a package. I tried to do seeds in a package, chips in a bag. There was another one where it was 5 dogs are chasing a ball. No, 6 dogs are. Let's do seven. 7 dogs are chasing a ball. 3 dogs get tired. No, see that doesn't work either. I think the bags work, right? If I have five, I only want. I have 7 chips, but but 5 of them are in a bag. You can't visualize three because you have to use the formulas. Yeah, yeah. I think it should go like this. Here's my bag of chips. So if I have my bag of chips, maybe this would be easier. I need to find here, right? So maybe so if this is a chip, this is 1 chip, this is 2 chips, 3 chips, 4 chips, 5 chips. So there's my chip bag. Okay, I have a chip bag. Maybe that's what I gotta do. I have a chip in a bag. That's five right there, right? One, two, three, four, five. And then I have 2 chips. So I have 7 chips altogether. One, two. I mean, in the plus fives, in the -5, I use petals. I use petals, flower petals. But now I'm just trying to figure out like other ways, just trying to expand the concept. So if I have seven, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, right? I only want to eat three. So what do? Well, I only want to eat three. I can't do this. I have to take this away. No, I have to go here. I have three in here. So I'm going to take three. I'm going to eat three, but I have to add the two. I don't know. I don't know. I think my flour's in the pot. I've already done it. My flour's in the pot. But I'm still trying to figure. Yeah, I think just trying to visualize it. So, um, yeah. So what I did is I put flowers in a pot. So I have eight, and I take away three. I have to go to the flowers in the pot. I got to go take away three. So then I have two left. So I have to add in the two. Hey, Diggy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, this is my regular one. This one I'm not streaming on I'm not streaming on TikTok because it gets a little noisy with TikTok, and so I focus this one on my class and specifically those people that are in my email list. But thank you for joining. We were just going through talking about how to add a five and take away the five. Oh, you know what? Alyssa, Diggy actually knows a little bit about abacus as well. And he was mentioning that he learned it in England or the UK, and he found it very beneficial. But I have my activities, so I was trying to make it more interactive because I know back in the day it was really, really boring. So, Diggy, if you have any more questions or if you want to do a review, let me know. We can always do a review. Um, yeah, I get that. Yeah. The day's been going good. The day's been going good. I've been able to sell a few things. I've been trying to pick up a little bit and figuring out my next book, which is how to take away the 10. So I got I don't know if I showed you. I don't know if I showed you my did I show you a preview of my book, Alyssa? Let's see if I can do that. Um let's see. So here is making of a 10. Let's see. Okay. So, how do you start out your classes at your school? How do you start your lessons? I usually just talk to them and then we go into like start going through the questions and I go through the page. So I had this one specifically what I do, so I'd give them the book, and then as they go through the one page, I'd give them like a few pages for homework, and then we go through as we go through together, and then how's it different on the online class? Well, yours is pre-recorded, and so you kind of like go on your own pace. Mine would be, yeah, for me this would like be in person kind of. And so it since mine's in person, I can kind of cater it and build it out a little bit better. So if I have a few students that I do online, but they're in person, and so what I'll do is I'll create just like I'm doing for you, but it's we do it together. And so just like I'm doing with you on YouTube, but mine's in private session. So this is not so my classes are not broadcasted, but we'll go through each of the question and making sure that they understand. And it's the same thing, right? Let's do minus three. If we do plus the three, we want to like add the five, and then we take away the three, right? And then we plus the three. Yeah. Whew. And then if I see any typos, then I'll make updates, if that makes sense. So the online class that you have is at your own pace. Yeah. And whatever questions you have, I will accommodate, right? I answer your questions. Uh so you can go through. But if you're looking for more personal, like me teaching, then it's a little bit up there. But I was trying to provide um an affordable solution. So that's why it's like I have all my pre-recorded for you and then just kind of push them through and ask your questions. Nice. I've been learning. I also don't know what type of abacus it was. but it looks very similar to the Russian abacus, but a lot of colors. Oh, and the larger ones. Yeah. So the Russian ones is 10 beads across. I miss primary school math sometimes. A lot easier calculating circumference and circle or tangent. Yeah. Um, yeah. So and Alyssa, you've been taking the most opportunity, which is great. I'm not. This is fantastic. This is the sort of feedback, and hopefully, I'm providing some value to you with the online. But yeah, my online I think is affordable, but it is a little bit that you have to learn as well. I was wondering if you show the two step. I also watched some division. How you do two division problems. Okay, so yeah, not a problem. Let's do that. Yeah, and I think yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the whole thing. Uh, but the biggest thing was trying to get people interested because not many people know what an abacus is. Ah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I hope that it is affordable and the worksheets. That's why I say just download everything. You don't need to buy the book, and I'm hoping that it you find it just as yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, I got the 10 beat across. Okay, so yeah, I for the 10 beat across for the 10 beat across um, abacus, I would do modifications if you still have it. But if you don't, then it is what it is because you can modify it to make it a soroban. All right, we are going to do. Oh, the first thing we're going to do. You know what? This is a really good one. This is a really good one. Um, 54 minus 9. This is more than two step. Diggy, so two digit division like 56 minus 42. Yeah, we would do something like that, but I would like to have it zeroed it out so it's just easier to understand. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a two-step equation. I call it two-step. I don't know. In the abacus world, okay, I got 20 minutes. In abacus world, they call it mixed formula, but I don't like this terminology. Mixed formula. I don't like this terminology because it goes further than that. How do we know? Well, we have 50, 54. So our first sorry, UK division is either a slash or a fraction. No, no, no. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. But no, it's not. It's not. We wouldn't. But this wouldn't zero. 56 divided by 42 would not zero out. It would give me a remainder. So I would change that a little bit. That's all it was. So we could do it, but I might get a remainder, and I don't know. I don't know that specific question. I like to make sure that it all zeroes out. So the first thing we're going to do is understand that we're going to minus the 9. When we take away the 9, right? When we take away the 9, we know there's not enough beads to minus the 9. So if my isolator, there's not enough beads to minus the 9. So what do? We know minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 1. So we know that we need to minus the 10 plus the 1. Notice we can do this first, right? We can do this first, minus plus the 1. We're going to plus the 1. How are we going to do that? We don't have enough beads to plus the 1. So what do? We need to go back to our formula. If we can't do it, what do? Plus the 1, we can do. Plus the 1 is equal, I'm sorry, plus the 1 is equal to plus the 5 minus 4. Plus the 5 minus the 4. So we're done with this, right? We're done with that. Then we need to minus the 10. Now, if you notice, when we minus the 10, right, 1, 0. We have to take away 1, we have to take away 0. Take away 1, take away 0. So we have to take away the 1. There's not enough. What do? That's where this comes in. We do this. Minus 1 is equal to minus the 10. No, sorry. Minus the 5 plus the 4. So we know we have to minus the 5 plus the 4. So my final answer is 45. So this is more than just a two-step. Now it's 3 because we have this is 1, this is 2, and then this is 3. Yeah, right? But we take it every step. Every number is a step. Yes, every number is a step. So we were looking for this, right? That's how we get that. But then when we break it out, right? We break it out like that. And I think the different colors help. Circling each steps help. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the different colors and the parentheses. But obviously it's better when you see it in action as opposed to just, because this would just be hieroglyphics. Okay. We can do another one if you want. Let me see if I can find another one. I had a bunch. Um, Here, we can do another one. We'll do addition. 49 and then 57. 49. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. So 49. And then we're going to do 57. 57. Add the 5, add the 7. So now what are we doing? This one, right? So we know what to do. Plus 7 is what? Plus 7 is plus the 10 minus the 3. So we're going to plus the 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. Plus the 10, 1, 0, minus the 3. Can we take away the 3? Yes, we can take away the 3. So we're done with that. We take away the 3. Now we need to plus the 10. 1, 0, plus the 1, 0. Can we add it? No, we can't add it. Can we add the 5? No, cannot add the 5, right? And it goes back to this. It goes back to this thing. So can we add the 1? No. Can we add the 5? Can we add the 5? No. So what do? We have to go here. Plus the 1 is, again, plus the 10 minus the 9. So what are we going to do? Plus the 10, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. And then minus the 9. So we minus the 9. That's what it is. So plus 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus 9. Oh, so my final answer is 106. So I call it like step equations because it's very common in algebra. You want to do another one? I've got so many. I was building it out too, and I was like, oh, this is great. Okay, we ready? Let's do this one. I got to deal with algebra. Sometimes within the next 2 weeks. I despise it. Embrace algebra, Diggy. Embrace the algebra. Because if you keep what do you call it? If you don't embrace it, it will hurt harder. It will hurt more. um, okay, here. So we have 87 plus 65. So we do 87, 87 plus 6, 5 plus 65. So what do we do? Plus 6 is plus the 10 minus 4. So I'm going to plus the 10, 1, 0, 1, 0. I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 4. I cannot minus the 4. I can't take away the 4. There's not enough beads to take away the 4. So then what do I do? Yes, thank you. Yes, that's what it is. So now we want to minus the 4. How do we take away the 4? We don't have enough beads to minus the 4. So our next step is minus 4. Yes, yes. Minus 5 plus 1. Yes, exactly. Minus the 5 plus the 1. And then we have to plus the 5. Now we're here. Add the 5. Can we add the 5? No. So what is our formula to add the 5? Plus 5 is equal to, oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, in the UK we call them secondary sets. Top algebra is harder than the second set. Oh, interesting. Yes. Plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. We do it because in abacus world, we want to know that we're adding, right? So in abacus world, we know we're going to add the 5. You could do 5. You could. But we want to be as obvious as possible. So that's why we do it in front. Because I want to take away the 4. So we know that we're taking away the 4. Minus the 5. So we're going to minus the 5. Oh, sorry. Yeah, minus the 5. We could do that. Not a problem. Then here, we need to plus the 10. See, we're adding the 10. So now we know. We don't want to be, you could do 5 is equal to 10 minus 5. You could do that. But then you're assuming of what we're trying to do here. Because there's so many uh, symbols that are around, it's nice to be reminded. I'm going to add the 5. Yeah. So here I want to plus the 10. So what do I do? Right? I'm plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0. I'm not going to add 10, right? 10 just means over here, the 0 and the 5 is 0 and the 1. I'm sorry, 0 and 1. So what are we doing? We're adding the 1. We need to add the 1. How do we add the 1? Add the 1. Plus 5 I'm struggling because the answer is 3 digits. I'm thinking, yeah, plus the 5 minus the 4. That's it. So our final answer is 152. Whoa, 152. You know, Alyssa, I wonder, because I mean, obviously for me, I know I'm only going to be working with 2 columns. So I don't know if I don't know if that the separator will help. Didn't I give this to you? Right? So maybe that will help. So if we were back to here, right? We want to do minus the 5. So we're going to take away the 5. Because what are we doing? We did this, right? I used it. I do have it. Okay, good, good. So we're here. When I do this, it's always going to be two columns no matter what. So I know in my head I'm only going to looking at 2 columns, right? Minus the 5 plus the 10. Minus the 5 plus the 10. That's what I would do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it does get confusing, but when the numbers get bigger, you have to track your columns, right? So, but you're always going to work with 2 columns no matter what. No matter what. Adding, subtracting, you're always going to work with 2 columns. Even with addition, multiplication and division, you're only going to be working with 2 columns. That's another secret. I don't know if anybody said, right? But because abacus is very specific, it's easy to see you're only going to use 2 columns no matter what. It doesn't matter if you have all the over here because the formula is position agnostic. I'm going to trademark that. That's what I keep starting with. Yeah, it's the tracking. That's what I'm struggling with, the tracking. Yeah, yes, it's got working with 2 numbers. That's it. You're only working with 2 columns. That's it. That's the only thing you're working with. So I know that when I'm done here, I don't know, right? We did 15, we had 15, and then we had 7, right? I know position agnostic. That's because I just made that one up. Because it doesn't matter where you are on the abacus, you're always going to be these 2 beats no matter what. These 2 columns no matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Position agnostic. Because if I had it here, if I did 800, if I did, was it 875? Oh, you know what? Where's my, here. This is an example. Position agnostic. I don't know if you've seen this example. So if you notice, we have a big number, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, right? And then we have 2. We have enough for 2. We have enough. Do we have enough for 4? No. So what do? We know what? What do we know? We know, where is my pen? We know how to add the 5. No, 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 no. We know how to add the 5. What do? Look at each number. That's all you're doing. Look at each number for what it is. That's what we're doing. Look at each number. Can we add the 5? I'm sorry, can we add the 4? What do? We know this. This is easy. Position agnostic. I don't need to say, so what is our formula? Plus 4 is equal to, plus 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1, right? That's what we're doing. We're not going to say 1, 2, 3. We're not going to say 4,000 is equal to 5,000 minus 1,000. We're not going to do that. We're going to be very basic. This one column plus the 5 minus the 1. That's it. Wow, memorizing is important. Yes. Memorizing with concept, right? And then we have a 5. We add the 5. Can we add the 3? Yes. We have enough to add the 3. Can we add the 1? Yes. Add the 1. And then we add another 1. So then our final answer is, so that's why the bigger numbers, it doesn't matter as long as you know your formulas. This is how it becomes, scalable. I got the memory of a goldfish, so I'd forget within 5 minutes. Memorizing with concept. Memorizing concept. This is the concept we need to memorize. Plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 1. It doesn't matter where the position is. It doesn't matter what the digit is on the grand scheme of things, because we're always going to just look at the 2 columns or the 1 column. We're always going to look at the 1 column. We don't need to look at anything else. So it's the same thing with abacus. We're only looking at this column, right? And it's a different way of thinking. It's a different way of thinking. What happened? What matters in the 2-second add-in? Exactly. It's always the add-in. It always matters what your add-in is. It doesn't matter. See, for abacus, it doesn't matter if you have 5 digits. Now we're gonna go off a little bit, right? So if we had 23 plus 34 plus 78, right? In abacus, it doesn't matter. You're always going to do the second add-in. So here, if I do 23, right? Then I do the next one will always be 34. 30 plus the 5 minus, and then 4 plus the 5 minus the 1. Then we do the next set. Again, we have our answer. This is our running total, right? Our running total is 5, 7. So what are we going to do? We're going to add 75. So we add the 7 plus the 10 minus the 3, and then plus the 8. Plus the 8 is plus the 10 minus the 2. Right. Take it one column. Yes, take it one column and one line at a time. So this is how you focus in on what you're trying to do. Yes. Take one column at a time. Yes. Right. It can go again. We can do it again. Right. But this will be simple. We have 283. And then what are we going to do? We're going to add the 5. Add the 5 plus the 1 plus the 1. Doesn't matter. Right? We're not using anything here. That's simple. So let's do this one. This is why it's position agnostic, because we have 26. And then what are we going to do? We got to do 30, right? We got to add 30. We're going to add the here. We're going to add the 3. When we add the 3, right, we're not going to say 30 is equal to 50 minus 20. We don't need to say that. We need to bring it down to its element. 3 equals plus the 5 minus the 2. So that's repeated, right? Plus the 5 minus the 2. And then you go here. Can I add the 2? Yep, I'll add the 2. So my final answer is 58. 58. But see, here it's position agnostic. We're not at the ones place. So it doesn't matter what column you're in. It doesn't matter what column you're in. It just matters what you're trying to add, right? But you stay one column at a time. That's what I call position agnostic, because we break it down to its manageable chunks. Oh, it's already 10 o'clock. I don't want to keep you. But did that make sense? Yeah. This was so good. You know what? I'm going to, I'm going to use this as my podcast. Yeah. I got that one. I just need more practice. Yeah. 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 Good, good. I got that. Good. Yes, I just need more practice. Yeah, and that's what it is, right? Like we're trying to keep up with our kids. We're trying to keep up with everything, and this is a different way of thinking. And if you can just kind of work through it, um, yeah, if you kind of just work through it, it does reveal itself after a while. But it took me a while to like figure out like why are we using it. So I try to answer why. When I teach, I always try for the adults, I try to answer why. Why are we doing it? But for the kids, they don't ask why, so I just tell them just memorize it. But for us, we need to understand it because we're older and we have other background information that kind of conflicts a little bit. Because if you notice, I went from left to right. But in mainstream, you go ones, then you go tens, and then you go hundreds, and then that's the interesting thing, right? So here, when I showed you, I did line by line. But in regular math, right, we do ones and then we do tens, which is interesting. Yeah. Thank you explaining it a little differently, especially with the position agnostic. I think I should trademark that. Yeah, the whys when it comes to the concept of abacus. Yeah. So here in abacus, we like to do running totals, right? These are running totals. Running totals. That's what we do in abacus. We do running totals. We don't do column by column. Yeah. And I like to answer the questions why because it makes sense. Then it solidifies better, right? It's easier to understand. But um if you don't ask the whys, then you don't remember why you're doing it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a different way of thinking, especially since we are so ingrained to doing it one. Like I forgot when we did multiplication that we do the ones first and then the tens, and I barely remember how to do multiplication. I barely know how to do multiplication division in mainstream math, and that was something I had to do some research on to do a comparison. So I don't know if you have time. Do you have time, Alyssa, for one more? We can do division if you want. Let's see if I can find it. Um, uh, Thank you for all your I'm creating the dinosaur page. Yeah, the dinosaur page is for minus two plus friends. So, okay, let's do division. It will be it. This is not two step though. This is not two digits. This is one digit. If that makes time. If is it okay to do one or did you want to do two digits? Did you want to do one digit or did you want to do two? So I wrote these out because I was trying to figure out how they did it in mainstream math. One digit. Okay, cool. So one thing is to understand the reason why we do long division is to do polynomials. And so I was going to write this out a better. Okay, then this one's okay. So I don't know if I've never done this before. Yeah. So I don't know if your books talk about the seven or they call it partial quotient. Partial quotient. This is the new math. This is new math. Oh, I should write that down. So that's new math. Polynomials. Okay. Yeah, polynomials is a algebraic term, but it lays the foundation. That's all I know. I don't know anything else after that. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, we understand just to make sure that we understand our divisions and our divisors. So we have our divisor, which is 4, and we have our dividend, which is this. Now, I don't know if you remember your multiplication, but what we do is we need to find our starting point. So to find our starting point, Yeah, part yeah, polynomials is algebra. Yeah, I do, we it's the beginning parts. Yeah, algebra, abacus is just the gateway. So we have three dividends and one divisor. So we're going to take our digits and we're going to do 3 minus 1. So we know that our starting point is 2. I'm going to start over here, 1, 2. Because I'm over here, I know my quotient will be here. Because I have my quotient here, I'm going to put my dividend on my abacus to help me track my quotient and to do my subtraction. So I have 1, 1, 2. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand that we're going to compare. What are we comparing? We're not going to compare 4 and 120, 112. We're not going to compare. We only compare one column, one digit. We only compare apples to apples. So when I set up my chart, I have my divisor and my dividend. My divisor is 4. My dividend is 1. Which one is bigger? We know that my 4 is bigger. So now I'm going to set up my question. My question is what? Is going to be multiplication. So what is it? What times 4 is equal to 1 or less? That doesn't work. Thank you. 4 is bigger. This doesn't work. So now I know I have to bring in my second digit. To make this work, I need to bring in the second digit, which is 11. So now I know what? 4, 2 times 4 is equal to 8. What am I doing? I'm going to the closest to get to 11. So I know I'm going to add the 2 as my quotient. 2 times 4 is 8. 8, right? So I take away 8 here. Take away 10 plus the 2. Now I don't need to look at this anymore. I got to go here. So if I rewrote it, 4 divided by 32. So what do? I compare again. I compare my 3 and my 4. My 4, right, is a divisor. My 3 is my dividend. So I go this way. And then we could set up our question again, right? If we set up our question, what times 4 is equal to 30? No, is equal to 3. That's what we're doing. But it's not enough. We need to make it a double digit. We need to bring in this. That's where you bring that here, 2. 32 or less. 8 times 4 is equal to 32. So I add my 3. I add my 8. That's my quotient, right? That's my quotient. And then I take away 32. Take away 3. Take away 2. So my final answer is 28. How are we doing? It takes a little bit. It's more process. So they talk about being procedural fluent. But I like this because it makes the numbers manageable. Why do you write the part as you go along? Why don't you write the part of the answer as you go along? because sometimes the quotient is too much. And when you get it to double digits, it gets tricky that way. So, like, is that what you mean? Or are you talking about rewriting it? I don't rewrite it just because I have it here. Writing it out is very mainstream math. We write out everything on the piece of paper, but we don't. I do it to explain it to you, but I don't because I see it on my abacus. Yeah, yeah, because I see it on my abacus. So that's why I try to go slow. So I'm doing 32, right? I know 32, right? Do I need to do this? No. I would just say, so if I was to redo this question on my own, right? I'd be like, okay, I know my starting point is 2, so I go here. My answer is going to be here. So now I go, okay, one, who is bigger, 1 or 4? 4 is bigger, so I know 4 times what is equal to 8 or 11 or less. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Oh, sorry, I need to do that. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. 8. So I take away the 10 and plus the 2. And then I see here 4 and 3. 4 and 3, which is bigger. My 4 is bigger, so I know I'm going to take these two. So I'm going to do 8. That's what I would do. But I write it out to help you because I'm teaching, right? Because I could say whatever, but seeing it is different than working it out. So that's why I don't write it out. Why don't you write out the part of the answer as you go along? So are you saying like here, add the 2 and then add the 8? Is that what you're saying? I guess I could. I guess I could. I don't think of it that way. I don't. I should. You're right. You know what? I should. I should absolutely write it out. No, you're right. You're right. I see. Yeah. See, but that's the thing, right? That's the thing. It's because I'm. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. You're right. Because I was trying to figure out like there's a lot of writing, and so but no, that makes sense. I should do that. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I should do that more. No, no, no. You're right. You're right. You're right. I see what you're saying. We can do more, but I don't want to keep you. But that's what division is. So the 36 is the quotient. 36? No, 30. No, 28 is the quotient. 28. Yes, 28 is the quotient. Yeah, 28. Yeah, yeah. 28 is the quotient. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's a little bit obviously we do this, right? Very helpful. Thank you. Really? Okay, good. I don't want to confuse. I really don't like it when I'm confused. So I try not to, I mean, unless you ask, right? That's why I keep asking questions like, how far do you want to go through? And so, yeah, so I just want to make sure that I don't want to confuse you. I mean, we could do another one. You want to do it? We can do one with decimals. Um, but yeah, or I've been trying to practice, how to say it better. So we have like multiplication, and then we have division. Somebody asked, how to do decimals, and you could do the same thing. It's just it's all the same. It's just how we package it. So all right. Oh yeah, Alyssa, I don't want to keep you. I know it's 10:16 right now, and so is there any other more questions, or do you want to continue on with more division or two steps? No, I need, this is good. I just need to remember what divisor, dividend, and quotient is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I try to label it. That's like in my lives, I try to label it, right? Divisor and dividend, and then happens on the quotient happens on the actual abacus. And then our dividend moves as we subtract. Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, let me know if the color by number, but that's a -4, and that's a -1. That's a -2 for a +5. So if you go to the fives, let me know if you want more, if you need more. But yeah, just push them through, and well, I'll see you in my next live. I'll see you next week. Next week? Sorry, let me check. Because yeah, I'll be here next week. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be here next week. I have a graduation to go to. So, just so you know, I don't have next week. I'm going to a graduation. So the question would be, if you need to contact me, let me know through email and I'll answer your questions. I do too. Okay. So, okay, good. Um, yeah, I want to make sure that yeah, okay. Yeah, next week I have a graduation. So I guess I won't see you unless you have unless you have more other questions about your work, your workbooks, and you want me to go through it. Let me know. Just send me a picture of the workbooks, and I will go through it. Um, and I'll help you categorize the questions. How is Avram doing with his questions with the regular book? Are you still going through the regular book? How are you doing that? Here's a question for you. Well, no, that means I'd have to get a. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm doing the regular book too. We're slowing down to take a break. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can only do so much. Um, yeah, I'm doing the regular book too. Yeah. So here's another question: do you want to come on Zoom so I can Zoom this instead of having texting? Would you rather talk about it, or are you comfortable with just making comments? Because I was thinking if you want to be if but then you don't have to show your face, but you would have to talk. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure that one out, but maybe I could start doing a Zoom call and I would still broadcast it. Yes, I would like to do Zoom. Okay, I would have to figure that one out. How to broadcast Zoom. I love talking better. Okay, so maybe what I'll do is uh maybe that's all I'll do is I'll have my Zoom and then we could talk about it. Those people, maybe I'll do that. So those people that are in the class have the opportunity to be part of the Zoom, and then whoever is not in class can text me. Okay, yeah, maybe that's a better way. I would have to figure out how to Zoom it then. um, but yeah, because okay, and then we won't have that delay. Yeah, there's too much delay when it comes to comments. Yeah, yeah, I was just thinking that. Maybe we'd do that. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Alyssa, for your patience. I do appreciate it. But yeah, as I evolve to getting this better, but yeah, okay, cool. All right. Was there anything else? I will try to figure out how to do the Zoom. I know it can be done. I just got to figure it out and how it gets to be um how to broadcast it. Hopefully you're okay with being recorded. Just to make sure. Trying to get the hey, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Have a good day. I'll see you I guess in 2 weeks. Enjoy graduation. That's always fun. Enjoy graduation. Ah, they're getting so big. They're getting big and smelly. All right. Have a good day. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you in 2 weeks.